We'll switch gears here to our team that's on a 5-game win streak, probably the crown jewel of the city over the past week, as the Kraken continued their 2022-2023 campaign. Starting off here, November 23rd versus the San Jose Sharks, the end of the 6-game homestand, the longest homestand that this team will play this season. Ending it off in big fashion, an 8-5 win. Yes, you heard me. 8 goals were scored by the team, the most in franchise history. The 13 combined goals is also the most goals in a game in team history combined. So it's a big deal there. Our player of the game, centerman Matty Beniers, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points, a 4+- and 2 shots on goal. So the young forward gets back on the goal sheet and back on the stat sheet in a big way. A 4+- is a big deal there. November 25th, the team heads on the road for a 3-game road trip, all against divisional opponents, and starts with a team that Seattle's never beaten to that point. They would do so winning 4-2 in Las Vegas. Our player of the game, defenseman Adam Larson. Larson, 2 assists, 2 points, a 2+-, 1 shot. That shot would eventually turn into one of his assists. 4 hits, 3 blocks, and 2 takeaways. So Larson really filling the stat sheet up. The Kraken withstand 2 first-period goals from the Golden Knights and then are able to shut them out the remaining 2 periods in a big, big win against Las Vegas. They're kind of putting the league on notice, as Las Vegas currently sits at first in the Western Conference. And then yesterday, November 27th, at the Anaheim Ducks, a really back and forth, nerve-wracking affair where the Kraken had to withstand a feisty Anaheim team that had only recently won their first regulation game on the season. A 5-4 win down in Anaheim. Played the game, centerman Matty Beniers, 1 goal, 3 assists, 3 points, a 1+-, 1 shot, 2 hits, and 1 takeaway. So they're second in the conference, the second in the division, right behind Las Vegas. Las Vegas has lost their past 2 games. So things are looking good. I don't want to look now. I don't want to get ahead of myself. We're only a little bit near the quarter of the way through the season mark. There's still plenty of things that can happen to this team and to this season, but these are all good things to look at. Before I really get into it, let's look at our player of the week. It was a unanimous pick between Bell and I, centerman Matty Beniers, the young forward out of Michigan, with 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points, a 5+-, 5 shots, 2 blocks over the past week. The future of hockey in Seattle is bright, not only with him, but with Shane Wright, who we'll get to here in a minute when we get to team-related news. But it's exciting. It's exciting to be a Kraken fan right now. I know that inaugural season was tough, and there's still, when we look at this team now in its current form, there's still some things that Seattle needs to fix. The penalty kill went 1 for 4 last night, I believe. Allowed 3 power play goals at the minimum. I know that. And the defensive units, the D pairs, have struggled in the last few games. You look at the Las Vegas game, sure, great. One of those goals really should have been avoided. But we look at the San Jose game and then the Anaheim game. A bunch of mistakes defensively for Seattle, stuff that really looked like the first-year Kraken, mental lapses, puck watching, leaving guys open, getting caught in odd man rushes. All of these things are stuff that can be fixed, luckily, right? It's not like Seattle's looking for permanent fixes in some of these areas that they're struggling in. These are all things that can be fixed internally. It's not like you're looking for outside help in them. The offense has been on you look at this past week, 8 goals, 4 goals, 5 goals. Offense is clicking. You've got a range of different talent. Andre Burakovsky, Oliver Bjorkstrand broke his scoreless streak. Matty Beniers, the future of this franchise. It's exciting. It's really exciting. And Jamie Alexiak is back, and he had a tough game in Anaheim, but in that game against San Jose, just having his ability to move the puck up the ice and be an offensive contributor is big. I liked seeing Cale Fleury and Gustav Olofsson get in playing time while Alexiak was hurt. Getting those young guys in is great, but Alexiak brings that offensive aspect that I didn't really see with Fleury or Olofsson. So these are all positive things. It's really great to see. It's really exciting to see this team perform the way they are. But there are some things they need to fix. I know that, again, I mentioned they're second in the Western Conference. They're on a 5-game winning streak, which is tied for their longest in franchise history. But there's still things that can be fixed, and you've got a long season ahead. So got to sort of continue to ride the wave, continue to stay the course, and keep building and building on all these positives that you're seeing. So we look over here to our team-related news on the 26th, a little prospect check-in as Shane Wright is doing well down in Coachella Valley in his AHL conditional loan. He has 4 goals in 3 games with the Coachella Valley Firebirds, 3 of those goals coming on power plays. So the kid's all right. The kid's all right. It's good to see him get playing time as opposed to getting scratched a bunch being up here with the NHL team. Seeing the way that he works after the morning skates, just getting in a ton of time until basically he's collapsed on the ice, just working with coaches, working with the other scratches while keeping a great attitude about it. I know that in the build-up to the draft, and some of the fans from Montreal and just basically casual NHL fans are saying he's got an attitude problem. As someone who's been in the locker room around him, seen him at morning skate, seen him practice, interacting with him personally, there's no attitude problem. And I'm sure that the rest of this organization could tell you that as well. So, it's great to see him succeeding. It's tough that he can only spend 14 days with the team on this conditional loan. But after he ends this 14-day conditional loan, he'll spend time with Team USA, which means more ice time, which is great for him. At the end of the day, the kid is 18 years old. He'll just continue to develop. Again, I'm not worried about the guy. So we'll look ahead to the next few days, next week in the Kraken schedule. They'll wrap up their road trip and then head back home. The Kraken sit at a 13-win, 5-loss, 3 overtime loss record, which puts them at second in the Pacific Division, second in the Western Conference, thanks to 29 points on the year so far. Their next matchup is November 29th at the LA Kings, which is a 7:30 p.m. puck drop down in Crypto Arena. I know it is, Staples Center. The Crypto Arena thing is ridiculous. Before returning home to take on a couple tough teams in the Washington Capitals and the Florida Panthers. December 1st versus the Capitals is a 7 p.m. puck drop as the team returns to Climate Pledge Arena. December 3rd at the versus the Florida Panthers, my apologies, is a 7 p.m. start as well. So 2 teams that have a ton of talent and will give Seattle a ton of fight coming into the arena as the Kraken, the look to make it a 6-game win streak on the road November 29th against the LA Kings.